I don't even know where I left off. And this is my first video. A lot of times when you want to do something and you're supposed to do that thing, everything just flows and everything goes beautifully. And other times you kind of have to fight for it. You kind of have to show how bad you want it and if you're really ready for it. Tiny example, and I know first world problems, but here I am trying to create this first video and everything is not working, not enough storage. So I have also a camera in my bag over here, but the sound quality sucks. And then I have also a little USB key I can attach to my phone, but it's not working either. And it would be so much easier for me to be like, you know what, screw this, I don't want to do it, I won't do it. It's not even that big of a deal or important. But you know what, it's important to me. It's important to me that I invest in trying and in doing. And this is really an exercise for me, a practice for me. It's not really an exercise, I would say more of a practice for me to express myself and to share my thoughts and feelings and ideas, because like I've been trying to say, I am historically one. Okay, as you can see, as you can tell by me wearing a different hat, is that it is the next morning. What I needed to do is to make room on my phone, get rid of the digital camera, get rid of the external drive, and just use the phone. And a little moral of the story, a little analogy from that, is that a lot of times we think we need all these things to do what we need to just start doing, and we already have everything we need. We just need to simplify the process. Maybe we need to simplify our schedule, simplify, see whatever we already have in front of us, what we already have in our toolkit, in our toolboxes, and use what we got. This is so much easier. And I'm really excited to do this. Again, I'm doing this for me. I'm hoping that it relates to other women who are perhaps entering a new season in life. You know, I lived in New York City for 12 and a half years, loved every minute of it. There's no place like New York City. And I lived in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy, G-Train squad. If you know about the G-Train, comment below. No, but you know, it's a lifestyle. It's you have to have a hustle about you. You have to have a fire under your booty to make it. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. It's so true. Now I live in a small town, a beach town, and the lifestyle is completely different. And the norm here is, you know, a lot of people got married pretty young. A lot of them married their high school sweethearts, which honestly was my dream. Like, I wanted to have gotten married early. I wanted to have had kids around 24, 25. And I turned 40 in March, and I've never been married, never been pregnant or had a child, you know. So my reality is so different than a lot of the women who's around my age here. A lot of the women around my age already have adult children, teenage kids, and multiple kids. Like, it's wild. And husbands, you know, of 10, 15, 20 years. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So hard to find women that can relate to me and that I can relate to. And I think one of the things that I'm realizing, and I'm actually really enjoying is the power to embrace your story, embrace your own life story. Because a lot of time, I mean, I remember when I was in New York and I would see peers who were in relationships, who were getting engaged, married, and I would feel really sad about myself, you know, the whole comparison game. And yet it wasn't as like prevalent as it is here. But then like here, what I'm seeing also is the other way around of like married woman with kids who may look at me and be like, wow, she has it so good. She can just, you know, embrace the slow life and do what she enjoys. So it goes both ways, you know, and it's so important for us to embrace our own story and the beauty of our own stories, you know, and we have to celebrate what we got. But I'm rambling now, guys. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm not really seasoned at this yet. This is my first one, and this is why I'm doing this. You know, I want to become more proliferant at sharing my thoughts. I need to get something to hold this phone, because to hold it like this the whole time, no, that hurts. I'm gonna have to order. I'm gonna return the digital camera and grab like a thing that has like a handle or something. Anyways, I'll figure it out. But you know, there are definitely pros and cons to moving to a small city and embracing the slow life. And I am incredibly grateful that I get to do that now. I'm sorry if the camera is shaking so much, guys. Actually, I don't know why I'm talking as if thousands of people will be watching this. I know no one's gonna watch this, but I am talking as if, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of like research and checking out other people's vlogs, and in that, I think is where I'm picking up, you know, talking as if thousands of people are watching this, because in the vlogs I seen, they are actually talking to their thousands of subscribers and viewers, which is really cool. But really for me, why I'm doing this is to get out of my shell, get out of my shell on the beach shells, get it? Okay. Get out of my shell. Where it relates to no longer being a woman who represses her feelings and who keeps them on the inside to not be a burden, to not rock the boat, to not be an inconvenience. I don't want to do that anymore. We can all take room to express our thoughts and feelings, but I'm gonna be really honest, at 40, not very good at it, and my relationships have really suffered from that. I've lost a really strong friendship I had made in New York in the last like 3 years or so of my life in New York City, because towards the end I was completely heartbroken and I became super insecure and super self-conscious. I mean, sure, like I wish that she had the grace and the patience to give me like space or to ask more like probing questions, but I have to take responsibility for what I did and what I didn't do. And one of the things I did not do was to express to her and tell her, even through me blocking in my speech and not actually being able to get my words out, just how insecure and self-conscious I was feeling, and how I really just needed her to like sit with me and talk it out. I don't know. It's weird, y'all. Like going through heartbreak, a big move, changing lifestyles, it definitely does so many things to the nervous system, and it uproots a lot of trauma responses And I am really now like coming out of my shell and wanting to deal with these things head on, but from a place of love, not from a place of fear. And this is literally why I'm doing this vlog and why I'm starting this. Also, after I moved from New York, I put on 20 pounds because in New York City, I was a photographer who shot on location. So on a daily basis, I would walk about 18,000 steps. And once I moved here, I got a car, which I hadn't had in over 10 years. And my average step count was 2,000 steps. So that showed in my midline, and I don't like it. So the regime now is to walk on the beach 3 times a week, which is where I will be recording these vlogs and talking about whatever the flip is going through my mind. The way I like to do is like on the way in, I walk in silence and I talk to God and I talk to myself, and I'll listen to worship or I'll listen to a podcast or something, you know. Then I'll have a moment to like reflect, and then on my way back is when I'm planning on recording and talking about whatever it is I'm reflecting on, and hopefully it will relate to some. Hopefully it will be entertaining to others. But for me, it will be cathartic, I know. For me, it will be healing, I know. For me, it will be edifying. And I need that, and I want that, and I'm excited. So I can tell you that it'll be about a woman who just turned 40, who was in New York City for 12 plus years, hustling on the grind. Oh, a child's crack was on full display right there. She went through major burnout, went through disillusionment, went through heartache, and was ready for a change. I was ready to have my own space, to decorate it in my own way, to no longer have roommates. But again, having roommates allowed me to live in New York City and travel the world and do a lot of the things I wanted to do. And so at the same time, I'm very grateful for that. But I'm 40 now, and yeah, I wanted to have my own space. I wanted to have a good sized closet. I wanted to have a washer and dryer. Wow! Imagine not having a washer and dryer for 12 and a half years. Now, I mean, it's just like such a luxury for me. Like, what do you mean? I just open the door and the washer and dryer is right there waiting for me and me only. What? Simple pleasures of life. So I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to discourse and to share, and maybe you'll relate. Maybe you're considering making the change out of a big city into a small town. Again, I'm rambling as if thousands of people are watching this. Maybe someday. That would be really cool. But I have heard too how, you know, vlogging is a great way to create a great community. I had a massive friend circle in New York City. I was extremely blessed. When I first moved to New York City, I moved into a hostel and I lived with 15 others from all over the world, and we became super close. Like, we became family. And not a lot of people who move to New York can say that they made a group of friends who were like family to them. We have over the years flown to France already twice to attend our friend's wedding and then to have a 10-year reunion. These people are my family, but a lot of them were only in New York for that like first or second year, and they returned to their countries, you know. Then over the years in New York, of course, I've made other friends as well, which was incredible. But in the last 2 years of my stay in New York, a lot of people moved out. So towards the end, I went from having, again, like a huge group of friends whom we would hang on a regular basis. It shrunk to really a handful, and everyone was kind of like doing their own thing or getting into their own relationships or traveling a lot. You know, with age we begin to morph to like not always wanting to do the same things we used to as when we were a lot younger, which I'm there too, and I totally understand. But now, like, being here, I don't have any friends really. I mean, like, acquaintances, and I'm a girl's girl. Like, I love doing my nails. I love doing, like, having a spot day, you know, like taking care of my hair and my nails, and having deep conversations and being dramatic and watching movies and getting popcorn and you know, all the things. Like, I'm that girl. And I'm in a relationship, and I love my man, love him, but he's a man and I'm a girl's girl. So, and I need my group of friends. That is healthy and necessary. And so I know that I need to put myself out there, because again, I feel like I'm an anomaly here, being in a small beach town, and a lot of the women around my age are married with kids. We can't really relate. So it would be really fantastic to be able to meet women around my age who are in the same lifeboat that I am. So I'm excited. Vlogging, expressing myself, I think will help me to not keep all my thoughts and feelings inside and feeling like no one can relate, because I'm sure that there are women around here who are feeling the same way, and I can't wait to connect with them on here online. And then I know that energetically I'll just exude and ooze that out, and will end up like attracting the women who are supposed to be in my tribe here, which I'm really excited about. That's about it. I'm gonna cut the camera, but I'll be back next week, and I look forward to seeing you. So cheers.